What's up, guys? It's Kayla here. We have a special guest today. Let's read. Welcome back to our channel. Before we get started, click that subscribe button. Train our kittens. Give me a huge thumbs up. So today, our special guest is Ben. Hi. You might remember him from the last video, from other videos like Hardy Boys, the cat in that hat, Inside Out. So what I'm going to do is, if you hear Ben, that's because I'm pointing to a word and he's going to say it. So let's get started. So we're going to read chapter 2 of Princess Katie's Kittens, Pixie at the Palace. Chapter 2's title is called Pixie. After changing out of her school routine, Princess Katie went riding on Misty. Sitting back in the saddle, she squeezed the reins, asking Misty to walk. Her eyes shone with happiness as she patted the pony's dapple gray neck. That was so much fun. Can we do it again? Miss Blaze, the royal riding instructor, laughed. Misty needs a rest after all that galloping. We can ride this way tomorrow, if you want. Oh, yes, please, said Katie urgently. Tomorrow's Saturday, so we can stay out longer. What about your extra dance lesson? asked Miss Blaze. Katie scowled. Then, remembering that wasn't very princess-like, quickly turned it into a smile. I'd forgotten about that. I'm learning a new dance to perform at Mom's birthday ball. Maybe if I do it well, Madam Quickstep will let me out of my lessons tomorrow. Katie felt silent as she ran through the dance moves in her head. There was one really tricky part, but she was good at dancing, so it shouldn't take long to get the hang of it. Deep in thought, Katie almost didn't notice the large cardboard box in the middle of the path. What's that? She exclaimed, reading Misty in. Reading from inside the box came a funny squeaking noise and lots of scrabbling, flipping her feet out of her scraps. Katie jumped off Misty and handed her reins to Miss Blaze. Please look after us, she said, reading the words written across the side of the box. Princess, wait, let me open it, said Miss Blaze, hurried, sliding off her horse. But Katie was already lifting the lid. She wheeled in
in surprise.
as a bundle of fur leaped into her hand. Look, she exclaimed, a kitten! Holding the kitten up to her face, Katie examined him. He was a pretty,
Silver gray
tabby with black striped green eyes and pointed ears that were a little too large for his tiny body. Your ears make you look like a pixie, she giggled. The kitten stared at her solemnly. The squeaking in the box was getting louder. And he tried to
wriggle free.
What's that? Tucking the kitten under one arm, Katie looked inside the box. More kittens! Oh, you poor things! Doesn't your owner want you anymore? I'll take care of you. I have to ask my mom and dad first, but I'll bet they say yes. Especially when they see how cute you are. Bending down, Princess Katie put the tabby back in the box so that she could pet all of the kittens. They had silky, soft fur and long
whiskers that ticked her hand,
making her giggle. They were eager for her
attention, but the tabby was the
boldest, meowing loudly and butting her with his head when she stopped petting him. Katie looked up in surprise. Miss Blaze sounded worried. We have to go home. Good, said Katie. I think the kittens are hungry. How are we going to get them back? If I lead the horses, you could carry the box. Miss Blaze shook her head. The box is too big to carry that far. Besides, we'll be late if we walk. Leave the kittens here, and I'll come back for them in my car. Katie's stomach tightened in a panic. We can't. They might escape, and what if someone else comes along? I found them first. I want them. It won't be long, said Miss Blaze gently. We'll put the lid back on the box so the kittens can't escape and hide it safely in the bushes. I'll wait here then, said Katie, scared that something bad might happen if they left the kittens on their own. Could you take Misty home for me? Miss Blaze shook her head. You know I can't do that. I'd be in very big trouble if I left you here alone. But said Katie, she swallowed hard to stop the tears brimming her in her eyes. It won't be for long. The kittens will be fine, Miss Blaze said firmly. Rescue. Well, you can't leave, said Katie said goodbye to each cat, leaving Pixie for last. Goodbye, Pixie, she whispered. I'll be back for you soon, I promise. Wishing she didn't have to leave the kittens alone, Katie replaced the lid of the box. Where should we hide them? Over here, said Miss Blaze, pointing to a large bush with huge red flowers. Katie went over Katie went over and sinking to her knees, pushed aside the branches so that Miss Blaze could slide the box underneath the bush. She rearranged the leaves so that any passers-by wouldn't notice it hidden there. Twig snagged on her pink and lilac hat and her white jawed hoppers. I got covered in dirt. Katie brushed off as much of she could before mounting.
Misty, let's go,
She said, squeezing the pony into a fast trot. The ride home seemed to take forever. Miss Blaze wouldn't let Katie enter because the ponies had worked hard and needed to cool down. Katie's heart leaped with joy when she glimpsed the huge silver fruits of Soaring Light Palace racing above the trees. She had lived in the palace all her life. And always loved coming home, but she was especially happy to see it now. She rode out of the woods, skirting the wide green lawns of the formal garden and taking the path that led to the stables. One of the peacocks were showing off, skirting along with his jewel blue feathers outstretched. He looked amazing, but Katie was too worried about the kittens to pay him much attention. The minute she reached the stable yard, she jumped off Misty, ran her stirrups up the leather, and unbuckled the saddle. Hi, Katie. What's the hurry? Katie looked up and saw her best friend, Becky Phil. Katie and Becky were both 9 years old, and they had known each other since they were babies. They saw each other almost every day.
Becky's mom was the palace housekeeper.
And her family lived in their own special rooms in the West Counter. Hi, Becky. Guess what? I found a box of kittens. Abandoned in the woods. Miss Blaze is driving me back to get them. Do you want to come with us? Kittens! Exclaimed Becky, pushing her brown hair out of her eyes. Wow, what are they like? They're so sweet. The box was too heavy to carry home, so we hid it. I just hope the kittens don't escape before we get back. Katie's voice shook. With worry, and Becky squeezed her arm. We better hurry, then you put Misty's pack away while I brush her down. I'll go and get her halter and a brush. Thanks, Becky, said Katie gratefully as her friend ran off. The girls made Misty comfortable, then turned her out in in the paddock, Katie checked her watch. My dance lesson is in 45 minutes. That gives us lots of time. We'd better get up to the palace and tell our moms where we're going. They ran through the gardens, ignoring the correctees who squeaked angrily as they passed and scattered the red squirrels, perched at the entrance to take the maze at the lake. They paused for a moment to catch their breath before crossing the rose garden and running up the 3 flights of stone steps next to the tired lawns at the back of the palace. Suddenly the patio door to the family lounge swung open, and the queen stepped into the garden. When Katie was in earshot, she called out, "Hello, dear! You're finally back. The dressmaker's here. She needs you to try your dress on again. She's waiting for you in the sewing room. Katie's face fell. "I can't," she panted. "I'm going back to the woods with Becky and Miss Blaze to rescue some stray kittens we found." "Stray kittens!" exclaimed the queen, her face wrinkling with surprise. But you already have a cat." "Crystal's not mine. She's the royal cat," said Katie. "Please, Mom, I have to rescue these kittens. They're too little to be left alone." "I'm sorry, Katie, but my birthday ball is in 2 weeks. You have to do the fitting or your dress won't be ready in time. Run along now, sweetie, and we'll talk about the kittens later." "But I have my dance lessons later," said Katie, clenching her hands together. "Come and see me after dancing." "Then," said the queen, going back inside and closing the door. Katie's stomach tightened with fear. She couldn't disobey her mom, but she had to save the kittens. Turning to Becky, she wailed, What am I going to do now?" Well, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you give us a huge thumbs up. Click subscribe on Trainer Kittens. See you guys later. Bye.
Hope you
Come back for chapter 3 missing. Say bye. Bye. See you next time.